Good morning, beautiful people. It's Melody from Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It. And I figured we would do something different today and do an AM garden tour. And anything I find along the way that needs to be picked, we'll pick it together. But I wanted to start off right here. There is my big sunflower, 7-8 foot. She opened up last weekend. It's been attracting a lot of bees, which is good because my cucumbers are down below her, and hopefully the bees can get to it because there's like a wad of zinnias growing there, and that might be the issue from why I'm not getting that many cucumbers. So yeah, just wanted to show you. Cable wire worked, still alive, and the head popped open, and it's literally facing this way where my patio table is. So I can actually see that one. Gorgeous. And then here's the lettuce. I'm gonna have to pick some of this. This is some baby lettuce that I planted by seed. I have to do a whole lot more lettuce. I'll probably do a video on what my seeds are going to be for fall. Running a little behind. Here's the Swiss chard, which was looking not so good in a previous video because it was so dry, but we did just get a little bit of rain, so I'm going to start harvesting some of the Swiss chard so that I can grow some more for fall. Here are the red beets, and here is a baby red beet. A little disappointed in that, but this is my first time growing them. And let me see if there's anything else. Looks like one could be down there. I think I'm gonna let them go. These are two big ones. There's another one there. Let me see, I'll just pick it. Yeah, it's a baby beet. But like I said, it's my first time growing them, let alone I grew them in a busboy pan. But I'm gonna grow beets, hopefully in my garden if I can make room. So we have two baby red beets. Never planted them before. So would have liked it if it was a little bit bigger, but what are you gonna do? You live and you learn. Even at my age, we're still learning as we're, planting and growing different things. Marigolds are doing well. This is the oregano. I just usually go by and just pick off the marigolds that aren't looking too good, and I save them. Not sure if I told you this already. I pluck the head off and I save them for the seeds for next year. So it's a little tedious. You have to go around and pick them all off, but all this is doing really well. Looks pretty good. So that's that section. And there's the beets. Did that section for you. Let's keep going. And this is what I think in the last video I called a grape tomato. Looks more like a large cherry tomato. Let's pick that one. Looks good. I'm not gonna, I'll put all my stuff right there. I didn't bring out a bowl, probably should have. But we have tomatoes on there, so that's looking good. The mint's looking a little bit better. Yeah, I'm getting these little flowers, so I'm assuming I should probably, I don't know if you can see that, I should probably pick it off. This was looking like it was dead. It was burning up from the sun here because there's 0 trees. But it's improving because we got that rainstorm, and yeah, so hopefully I will be able to have more mint to harvest. This is the grill. This is the herb plant potter that I always show you. Normally there's one on each side, but speaking of heat and needing some shade, I had to put it down here next to the grill. This is getting thick and woodsy, so I'm probably gonna pick that out, but I don't think that could handle all that sun and the temperatures that we were getting. So that's why that's not up on the grill. Here's the oregano, which is doing pretty good, being down there. This is the Tabasco pepper plant. It's much bigger, still no peppers. And there's a little baby one there. This is a total experiment. I took the root from basil and I put it in a vase to see if this will hold up, and then it could go in the house maybe for winter. We'll see if that works out. And we have more flowers. Constantly have to deadhead all the marigolds, like I said, which is a little tedious. So yes, this time around video is going to be a little bit different because we are doing it in the morning. So hopefully I don't get any interruptions, and anything that needs to be picked or pulled off, we will do together. Spider plant, Impatiens, doing fine. So that's that whole section there, doing well. Marigolds are looking pretty. Love this. It takes one of these tanks, like the Coleman little tanks, and it's really cute for your table at night, plus it keeps you warm. There's the other marigolds. I have another one of these like heaters for fall because I get cold easy. I actually have another one right there, but we don't have the glass on it because one of the glass broke from the windstorm that we got. So I'll just move a glass around if I have to, but they're really nice. They light up and they literally do throw off heat. I think I got them at Target, so if I could find the link for them, I'll post it down below. If it's not posted down below, then I couldn't find it. This is a basil that I cut with the root attached and put it into here to see how it would do, see if I could get more basil, and it's doing not too bad. So I put that one in the corner back here in the shade in this back area. Here's my 2 buckets that literally can show you how much rain we got the other night. So it's about a quarter. So I usually will try to save my rainwater. Here is another basil plant that I cut and took the root and planted it. One part got a little damaged, but I really didn't think this one was gonna make it at all, but it is alive, doing pretty well. So we'll have more basil. I'm just not harvesting any more basil right now because I did harvest one of my big things of basil at my community garden that was mine, and I didn't even get to that yet because I have so much basil. And I made, what did I make? I made basil pesto, and I had some basil that was in a pitcher, and it literally took me like an hour to pluck off all the stems plus save the seeds. So that was a little bit of a project, and I did it in the heat. I was hot. So I'm going to try to hold off on my basil for just a little bit longer before I go and harvest it. I mean, it's still doing good. There's a lot on there. Little thinned out back here. The color is slightly changing. I mean, it's still pretty green, but I'm starting to see some yellow, so I have to pick all these off as well. But yeah, I think that I will have a lot of basil this year, more than any year I've ever grown basil. This is that Dolce Fresca basil that I have been telling you guys that I absolutely love, and it's the only basil that I ever want to grow anymore over the Italian basil. So as you can see, that's usually what I do when I walk around. Save my stuff. I should have brought a bowl. So this is that basil plant that's doing good. Here's the Italian basil that didn't do good straight from the start of the season. And I started to plant some radishes going around in there. Impatiens doing good. These zinnias, the color's coming back. They're so pretty. More zinnias. This is my first red zinnia of the season. This is my first year growing zinnias, in case I didn't mention that before. I picked the bud off yesterday. Now we have about 3 or 4 and 1 yellow leaf on my hibiscus plant. but it's been doing really good there in that spot. More zinnias. It didn't open yet. More marigolds. I have quite a few to pick off of this one. And I just noticed we have another zinnia, purple one. Very cute. Very cute. So they're the marigolds. This is just a mixture pot of herbs, which is doing okay. It's not doing too bad. Chives are doing good. I do still have to harvest that. Oregano, thyme, sage I'm going to leave out through fall, and hopefully my rosemary, because I use that all winter long. I'm not the woman that has to go to the supermarket and buy those things for my turkey, because this is why I grow all this now, so that I have it all winter long. So I'm hoping it gets a little bit bigger. That's why I'm going to take off a few of these yucky leaves that aren't looking too good. Overall, the plant looks pretty healthy. It's doing good. So that's the sage, thyme, the oregano, the chives. I'd like to dehydrate some of this in my dehydrator. And then here's my, sorry about the shadow, guys. Let me see, so you can see that a little bit better. There's my big herb pot that's usually over there near the grill, but I moved it to the corner here and it's filling out. It's looking very lush and beautiful. This is the pineapple sage. I did not harvest any of that yet, so as they say here, I guess I need to get crack-a-lackin'. A lot of work, a lot of work. The lemon balm is another thing that I did not touch, cut, harvest. I haven't done anything with it. I did ask someone if they've ever dehydrated it before, because I don't know. I'm not real familiar with it. It's my first medicinal herb that I've ever grown. And I hear that people put it in tea, so I was really curious on how to do that. If anyone knows, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I would greatly appreciate it. I may have to do some research to see what's the proper way of drying this lemon balm. Oh, I wish we had smell-o-vision. It smells so good. A little bit of cross between like a cleaner, and then the lemon's just so potent. It's just, oh, just can't explain it. It smells so good. The mint's doing good. So that's this whole section. I'll give you a quick glance over again. Here's the pepper plant that used to be up on the grill, is right here, getting a couple more buds. I put it in the shade. I got 3 peppers off of it. Was a little disappointed because 2 of the peppers had a brown mark on the bottom, which I'm assuming maybe that came from the rain. And the other mark on the pepper looked like a bug bit it or something. I just cut that part off and that was fine, but it's a huge big pepper plant, if you can see how thick that stalk is. So I put it in the shade for a little bit so it had a chance to rejuvenate some more buds, and there are 2 or 3 there. There are quite a few down in there, if you can see that. And then we have more buds right there. So yeah, I'm hoping to get a better batch of peppers off of this plant this time around. So I'm going to let it go. Chocolate mint's doing good. Here's my fern that I transplanted. Doing well. It's very big. Very big. Here's the baby parsley that I did by seed. That's now starting to get taller. So that's looking really healthy too. And what else? Marigold, zinnia doing well. This is the more oregano. This will be my other pot that I'm going to take into the house. But I noticed, and I don't know how this happened, but within my oregano, now growing mint. Here is my other Tabasco pepper. There's 2 in this pot. This is the one that used to sit over there on the table. I've been moving it around. It's getting bigger. Still don't have any peppers yet. And this is why I said I didn't want to harvest any more basil, because it's in a pitcher with the root. Some of it's starting to turn yellow, and I have to sit here and harvest, pick all the leaves off of this entire basil plant. So yeah, I got my work cut out for me. Zinnia in with marigolds. Someone gave me a couple of these black-eyed Susans, I think they're called. They were wild. And I planted it in there just to see if it'll grow. But it's not really looking too good. Here is my enormous tomato plant that I kind of complained about because this is a different type of seed from M.I. Gardner. And last year I planted like the yellow pear, which is like my favorite. I just plucked that off. And I had a gazillion tomatoes on there by now. I've only gotten 1, but we have a few on here that we can pick together. These look like teardrops. I don't know, maybe they're calling them the pear, but they're absolutely way bigger. So, as I stated on our morning garden tour, week 5, anything that needs to be picked or broken off, we will do together. I have not actually picked anything on camera, I don't think. So I haven't been out here in like a day or 2. And here are the bush beans. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this bucket. Something is biting at this one pretty badly. But the one that was in here, I pulled it out so I can get another concession of the purple bush beans. So we'll see how that goes. Something's eating it. I don't know if it's the beetles or what it is, but I want to get more beans, and I'm probably going to plant more in the ground too as well, because I didn't get it. I mean, I got some, but not enough to like can or to freeze. I actually think I froze 1 little baggie of the purple bush beans. I blanched them and then put them in ice cold water bath, and then I put them in a Ziploc baggie, got all the air out, rolled it up, put it in the freezer. That's what I did with that batch of the bush beans. Here's my other basil plant, doing well. It's still pretty big. This is, again, sorry about the shadows. This is the Dolce Fresca basil that I've been bragging about all summer. It looks green and lush. It's starting to look a little yellow. This side is looking like it's sprouting some new ones, so I want to turn it around so the sun can get that side of the basil plant. And yes, that's all my wind chimes are going off. Sorry about the noise in the background, but this is a garden tour. Here is the basil that smells like black licorice. Not a huge fan of it. It's getting pretty big. This I may harvest and maybe put in a dehydrator. I'm not really sure yet. And I'm going to pick these off because I will grow it again. It's a little bit of the wrinkly basil, I call it, except this one was very licorice, if that's even a word. But yeah, overall, I like it. It's fine. And then got a little bit of this going to seed, which I would like because I need some for next year. Correct me, guys, if I'm wrong. Fennel? Not sure. Completely forget. This is the one that had the caterpillars all over it, but they saved me some. So that was nice of them. And that's doing well. This is the basil. We have some sage back there. Also a weed. And parsley. This is the big pot that has all the herbs in there, which is looking very lush. It has the parsley, it has oregano, it has thyme in here, sage. So this is doing really well. I just moved it from over there to over here to let it get a little bit of sun. And like I said, it's the pineapple sage that I've done nothing with yet. And then more marigolds. This is that dwarf basil, which is starting to turn a little bit yellow. I'm not sure if you can tell that in the camera. So yeah, this might have to be moved into the shade. Parsley's doing good. Just a couple leaves that I could be ripping off. Oregano, which has got a lot of flowers on it, but that's okay. The marigolds, and then this was the big tomato plant that's in that bucket. And then, let's see, I'll give you like a panoramic breeze over. There's my next tall sunflower. So these are all the herbs that are doing good right here with the tomato plant, bush beans, basil, more herbs, pineapple sage, lemon balm, mint, zinnias, more basil, the pepper plants, the tomato, and our big enormous sunflower with the lettuce, Swiss chard, and the beets. As you saw, I picked 2 little beets, but that's okay. My transplanted spider plant and the parsley. So I think we covered everything in here. So let's go to the garden. Is that my patio? Zinnias. Oh, and it's getting a little bud in there. This is the kale. Some of it's getting chewed up back here. But it's big. It's doing good. Let's take a look at our mystery plant. It is getting chewed, and I'm pretty sure it's a cabbage. I don't know if I should leave it or try to transplant it out of this area. So if you have an opinion, feel free to leave a comment down below to let me know what you think. I think it might be a red cabbage. So that is the mystery plant. I've never did a garden tour where it's in the blazing sun, so I'm sorry about the shadows and whatnot. Here are more zinnias, and this one popped out. So pretty. That's like my second love of the summer. And look at, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So this was all the zinnias. I don't know what's going on here. You can see that. At the top of that does not look good. So I don't know if I'll help it by pulling this off. It looks like the stem, oops, let me get you in here. It looks like the stem may have broken a storm. So we'll see if anything comes up out of that one. But aren't these gorgeous? I love them. Eggplants. Let's see, it's got lots and lots of buds. And I have 2 eggplants down here, babies that aren't ready to be picked yet. These are more eggplants. Here's the other big one that has buds on it. And we have a baby eggplant today, which I'm super excited. I was really concerned I wasn't going to get any eggplant this season. And then right next to the eggplant is, which this leaf is looking a little yellow for my taste. So I do usually top them off if I see a bad leaf, because I don't really want to attract, that one just fell off. I don't really want to attract any ants or anything. And I do have a little bit of this going on where the buds are falling off. So hopefully the bees will get to it. But that looks good. Wish me luck. Hopefully I get lots of eggplants. This is the bush bean section. This marigold was looking terrible the other day. It was completely like fried up. This is the purple bush beans. Some of the colors changing. I've had this one since the beginning, I guess, of the spring season. Sorry, I'm like super close. But we have some bush beans that it's still producing, not a lot. Let's see if I can find some more in here. Purple bush beans. We got another one. So because it was looking like it's missing something, like a nutrient, nitrogen, something, I'm going to try a little coffee grinds and see how that goes. Because look at this one. Same thing is happening to this. Not sure if you can see with the glare. It does have little baby beans on here though. So I am going to end up pulling this one out. These are the green peas, which I'm going to have to trellis this. And I didn't realize that, but I'm going to put a trellis in today and string them up because it's already producing beans, the green ones. Let's see, we got more back there, and back there are all the same thing. They're all the green beans. So I'm going to put a trellis there and try to trellis them up. So that's that section. This one's probably going to get ripped out, and I'll just drop in another bush bean there. And this one, I don't know, we'll keep it a little bit longer, see how it goes. But this is in with the eggplant, and I just noticed we have a leaf that's getting bit. Okay, got my bush beans down there. This is the zucchini plant, and it's got a lot going on, and I don't know if you can see that right there. In between, we have the zucchini. I've been getting lots of zucchini this year, more so across the street. And this is a fresh zucchini plant, not that old, because I wanted to make sure. Do you see that? That's the problem. I'm ripping that right off. Hold on 1 second, guys. I want to break that off. Because if I'm not mistaken, that is some form of a bug that probably has something to do with the squash bugs. And yeah, it's time now to start checking your leaves. So I usually will just go like that and smash them, but I wanted to get the leaf off of there. But you have to now, see? Squash bugs. I'm gonna have to treat. So let me knock these off. You can use water and spray them off. So that's not a good sign that I'm seeing squash bugs. Yep, we have squash bugs. And I know you can use like neem oil, I think, but I'm trying to take a look now and make sure that it's okay so it doesn't get really out of hand. There's a few right there. You can see that. This is usually around that time. I have to keep leaning it down because I'm going to break this one off because of the factor that it has squash bugs that are alive and the babies. So that's going in that pile over there. But gonna have to start looking around. It's that time of year where usually the squash fades out or the squash bugs get to them. If you see them, you can knock them off or take a hose to it and spray it off. So that is not my compost pile because I wouldn't be using it as a compost pile when it has squash bugs on there. So yeah, guys, this is becoming an issue now. And right now I'm just whacking them off while I'm on camera. And there's more. So you can usually just go like that, knock them off, try to kill them. This has the babies on it right there, so I'm going to break this leaf off and put it over there. So you have to thoroughly look at your underneath. Some of the little ones you can just knock off, but if it's like that, and to rip it out. So really going to have to keep an eye on the zucchini plant now that I'm noticing all that going on, because it is still producing some zucchinis. So yeah, a little surprised. Didn't think they'd be here already. But usually, I guess it's about August, they usually try to show up. Yeah, so any suggestions, because I don't have neem oil, and that is a fact. I'm all organic. So any suggestions on how to get rid of the squash bugs, please leave a comment down below. because it's overall it's pretty healthy looking, but if I keep seeing more, just going into this trash pile, then I'm gonna end up ripping it out, and then I'll plant something else where this is. So now that I got distracted by the squash bugs, zinnia pink, how beautiful, which is next to the bush beans. Looks good. Okay, that's the squash plant. It's a zucchini plant. We have more zinnias. That basil that I put over here, the Italian basil for the bees, it's still doing its thing. As you can see, this is starting to come out kind of far on my walkway, so I may have to trim that up. Do have a few bite marks on the leaves of a zinnia plant. Don't know what's doing it, but I am seeing some bite holes there. Now I feel like EBDB from the squash bugs. So this is the big zinnia patch that was over here. So I mean, if I have to rip this out, I'll rip it out and clean this whole area up. This is all wild zinnias in here with the basil. This is the plant, actually, that wasn't doing good. It's still not doing good. This marigold plant. And then I planted some sugar snap peas, if you can see that. Don't know how great this video will be. So I'm trying to see. There's a few that came up back there. There is a trellis there, but I may have to reorganize this. This is starting to look like a hot mess. So yeah, zucchini, the basil, the zinnias, they're crazy. And another enormous sunflower, not as big as my other one. So this is sugar snap peas I remember planting in here. I may have to redo that or clean some of this out because the zinnias are taking over this year. Literally, the rain did it. But I love them. They're beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And look at the size of this one. Can you see that? It's the size of my hand. I hope you're getting to see the color. It's orange. Just beautiful. Every day I come out, there's another one that's bursting. Between my basil and that, it's my two favorite things I'm in love with. Okay, there's that sunflower. Sugar snap peas. Let's keep going. We have this sunflower right here next to the bush beans. Actually next to the sugar snap peas. And showed you that one. This is that bucket I decided to just put some marigolds in and see how it does. I did try a couple wildflowers. They didn't take at all, so that will go into the pile. Oh, we have more zinnias that are doing not too bad. This is just crazy, guys. Look at it all. There's all these different types of zinnias back here. Like I said, we did get a lot of rain and it just placed sunflowers where I wanted to. This sunflower is beautiful. It has like a purple leaves, purple stem. I'd have to look at my envelope to see what I actually planted. But yeah, so that's looking good. And there's the bucket of zinnias. Here is cabbage. It's still going. Of course, it has some bite holes on it. But I'm wondering, because it's starting to close up in the middle, if it's going to do a head. If you remember from the last garden tour, I had one right here that had a decent head. This is a baby. I pulled that one out. I'm probably going to pull this little one out. Just doesn't seem to be getting any bigger. Garlic's still in there. Because if no one thinks these are going to form a head, I could use this area right here. I'd feel a little disappointed because they've been in since spring. But I could use this area to plant some things for fall. But we'll see how it goes. Zinnias, more basil. I have a lot of heads to take off. As you can see, this is in the ladybug garden next to the cabbages. So there's a lot of these. Amazing sunflower. Big tomatoes. I've been tying up my tomatoes. Let me sit this down, guys. Over here. I have two more tomatoes over here. I have stuff everywhere. Just crazy. Yeah, I've been having tomato plants that are just toppling over. I feel like every other day I have to retie it up. As you can see, it's got big tomatoes on it. I just have to pull off some of the leaves. So I have to fix that one. This is the peach tomatoes, this row here. But this first one here is definitely not the peach because I'm growing peach at my community garden. And this is what a peach tomato is, in case you never grew one. It feels fuzzy like a peach. They usually grow about this size, maybe a tiny bit bigger. So let's pick some of these. This is the plant in the back. This one has a split, which is probably from the rain, as you can see. Let's get in here and do some picking. Let me try to squeeze back here. Because if they have a little split, you might as well take them off now. Give the plant an opportunity if it wants to produce some more. So yeah, some peach tomatoes. There's more there. What tomato is this? Okay, this is the green zebra tomato. Here's the color of it. I don't know if they get much bigger. There's two more right there. You can see the beautiful coloring on it. But then the person that gave me this said that they were all green zebra, and this one's got a little mark on it, but this is green zebra. I don't know if I let that go for too long, but that is the color, so I'm assuming they don't get really big. So if I had to give an opinion right now on the peach tomatoes, I probably wouldn't do them again. This one looks pretty good on this green zebra. So we do have tomatoes. I'm going to sit them there. And then this is another row of green zebra tomatoes. Isn't that color beautiful? I hope you can see that right in the light and it's not too bright for you. So we're getting a pile. I should have brought out a bowl. This one is definitely bigger and it's ripe. You can feel it. I love the coloring on it. I think it looks fantastic. This one isn't ripe enough yet. And then this one has to be picked because it feels soft. It's a little bit smaller. So I'm getting all sorts of sizes. And then this is what keeps happening. The tomatoes are getting so top heavy that it's just weighing the tomato plant down. As you can see today after the storm, it's not even really tied, so I have to fix them. And just trying to see if there's anything else right. We got more tomatoes back there. It is a mess over on this side, guys. Every time I fix it, we get another rainstorm. There's a baby green zebra. I have another plant. As you can see, that's completely toppled over. It has to be pinned up. We have lots of tomatoes under there and in there. It is a hot mess. So I'm gonna have to restake them, retie them up, take off some more of the lower leaves. But we are finally getting some tomatoes off of there. So I'm going to leave them there. But look at this beauty. Let's see if I can get a better shot. We have this one. It's about the size of my hand. We have another one right here. If you can see that. So yeah, I was a little concerned. I was not going to get tomatoes over on this side. And I am. There's another peach one. This is absolutely perfect. I hope the sun's not blinding you. It feels fuzzy like a peach, and that's about the size of them. So yeah, and I tasted one the other day, and not too bad. I don't know if it was a great one to try at that moment, but they're good. I'm just not hugely impressed. So yeah. So that is the tomato mess. with the cabbages. And like I said, if someone knows if these cabbages are going to turn to a head, you see the white butterfly? I haven't been spraying my bug stuff. If anyone knows if they're like this because they're going to form into a head, if you can let me know that, that would be great. If you don't think so, I'm going to pull this out and I'm going to use this as part of my fall garden. So yeah, okay, let's keep going. Impatient, doing good. Purple zinnia. This is a little mini peach tomato. It's not looking too good. I noticed that yesterday. But, I mean, look at this. These are like, can you see that, guys? Let me try to hold this still. They're like shriveled. So, literally, look, I'm just barely even pulling it. It's coming right off. That one feels fine, so I'll leave that one go. But I've been trying to take off some of the dead. I think it might need some shade, I think. And there's 2 little peach tomatoes on here that are okay and doing okay. So we'll leave that. So pretty. This one is dying off. So my next question, besides the cabbages, let me aim that. The cabbages, if anybody knows if they should stay or go, so I can use that for fall gardening, or if they are going to turn into a head. My next question is, does anyone know how to save the seeds from the zinnias? Because I think I used all my seeds. So if you know the answer to that question, please feel free and leave it down below. We got lots of tomatoes going on. These are the large cherry tomatoes. I like these this year. They've been really good. We have more tomatoes. Marigolds. This is the big sunflower. The next big one. It's still growing. That's in here. And then nothing on this one. I did pick a few the other day. There are some buds. But I have a statement to make because I really like Roots and Refuge, Jess. I've been following them for quite some time. And she recommended the Dr. Wincheese. I think I'm saying that right. That's just coming in. But what is the name of the other one? Oh, the Black Krim. They didn't do good here this year. They were like a little purpley-ish looking. But they didn't do good here this year, which may have nothing to do with the seed. It may have to do with the factor of the weather. But it had some cracking, and yeah, I wasn't really all that impressed. So let's go over here. We have another purple sunflower. And let's see. We have more tomatoes to pick. These are the large cherry, right? Yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's the the Black Krim. They're the ones that had a lot of cracking, a lot of deformations to it. I'm not sure if that's just how that grows or not. We got us some more tomatoes. But this is either a Black Krim right here. That's pretty big, and you see how it has the cracking? Just curious if that's just a characteristic of that tomato or if it's from too much rain here in Pennsylvania. So, gotta look through. There's more tomatoes back there. The Rutgers tomatoes. There's one. Let's see, right there. I have been picking lots of tomatoes, but I haven't been out here in the last day or so. We have some tomatoes all the way back there, guys, that you probably cannot see because I need to get a real camera. So overall, the tomatoes over here, they have a little bit of this that looks like it could be blight, but I usually just come out with scissors and just break it off and try to keep them as clean as possible. We have more tomatoes back there, which are the Roma tomatoes, which are my fave. And yeah, I'm just seeing if I missed anything else that was red. So I do have some cleaning up to do over here as well. It's just not as bad. This is enormous. Push it back. And what do we got? Oh, large cherry. We have more cherry tomatoes. Quite a bit on this one. And put them over there with the pile. And I'm not sure if you can see that lonesome tomato back there, but let me try to squeeze in there and pull that off since it's bright red, which may be a task because there's the basil doing fantastic. Actually, I may have two. And I do have a little blight going on, but not too bad. So let's pick this together, guys. This one could be on. Oh, I was just ready to say that could be on there a little bit longer, but I guess it chose not to want to stay on the vine. So let's grab that. Very hard doing it by cages, having to squeeze in. Thank God I'm skinny. And let's see if I can get this. Well, that one rolled in the opposite direction. So I have to go over there to pick that up. I'm losing everything because it's like a jungle, obviously. So let me grab this tomato so I can get my hand in here. Okay, this is super tight. Wow, completely struggling to get one tomato. Let's go this way. Let's see if I can grab it. Because I don't want to leave them on the ground because I don't want seeds next year just sprouting up everywhere. This is like it's from an M.I. Gardner. It's almost like a Roma, but I think it's called something different. This is the one that didn't want to stay on the vine. Almost looks a little bit like it's heart-shaped. So yeah. That's the tomatoes from over here so far. And then let's keep going. Just looking to see if there's any more red because it's like a jungle. So that's the tomatoes. Here's the basil, which I will come out here and snap these off. I'll take a couple off now on camera with you guys so I can save the seeds, but doing great over here. More eggplants. I'm not seeing any eggplants on here. I am seeing blooms though. And we have a nice green tomato down there. And then let me set this over here. Just gonna blow off. Put these two tomatoes with this pile. Okay, let's keep going. This is supposed to be long hots. And they're this color. It says long hot peppers. Not sure if I should pick them because I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be green. I have a few jalapenos back there, but I don't need to pick any right now because I have jalapenos. I froze a few. Squeeze in here. What kind is this? This is a Santa Fe pepper. It's got some leaves falling off. We have one little orange one I'll pick off. It has more buds. Anyway, jalapenos. I froze some. And then I have a bunch in my dehydrator so I can grind them up because I'd like to make jalapeno, you know, have it for like the winter time. And this one is banana peppers. So let's take this one off. Let's see what else we have. We have more pepper buds going. More peppers that aren't ready to be picked yet. Let me check this one out. Actually, I'm going to pick this because I don't like that mark. So this is what I was trying to explain with the other plant, except it was on the bottom. So if anybody knows what it is, what's causing that, so I'll just cut around it. I'm not going to waste it. But that's what was going on with the other pepper plant that was in on my patio. Let's keep going. See if we see any more. There are good looking peppers back there that aren't ready to be picked. I'm still getting a little bit of bite marks. Remember some videos back, my peppers were struggling because they kept getting bit by something. There's jalapenos. But like I said, I'm not going to pick any. I'm just going to let them grow. And I will get them later because I'm already dealing with jalapenos. Let's see what else. We got another green pepper of this size that I'm actually going to pick. Green peppers are doing great. We have buds on there. We have a nice green pepper there. And this one, I think, is the red bell pepper. Let me squeeze in here without hurting a plant. And it's almost red. You see that, guys? Almost. It's changing colors. Actually, that might be the chocolate pepper. And then these were supposed to be long hots too, but they're not. So I'm gonna pick these off. I actually tried one. Actually, I'm gonna let them go a day or two. I picked some off already. They're very sweet. They're just delicious. More green peppers. I'm just gonna set this pepper back here and let's keep going with the garden tour. This is why I think my cucumbers are having a problem. The zinnia section is out of hand because right here I put these blue things up to try to hold them back some. But here's the cucumbers. There's lots of buds. It's climbing. And I'm not seeing anything yet. Just lots of buds. I want to untangle this one. Throw it over there. I don't want it to choke out a pepper plant. Oh! Yay! You guys are good luck. There we go. We got one. Gonna let it go a little bit longer. There's two. We got two going on. So there actually are. Maybe this sunflower with all the bees. It's working and I'm getting lots and lots of flowers, as you can see. Hopefully I'm not doing a bad camera job. So yeah, got two cucumbers on here. And then the crazy zinnias. This is the tomato plant that got struck in the lightning storm. But she's still hanging on. Yeah. So usually this is just my snack and go when I'm out here. There are so many zinnias that I can't even get them to stay up. It's a jungle. I got one ready to bloom. Let's see if you can get the actual size and width of that. It's a jungle. Another sunflower, more zinnias, butterfly, hummingbird bush, more zinnias, another cucumber plant, which I hope takes. This is a zucchini. Might have to pull it out. We have this zucchini here. It's got some buds and a zucchini going. Oh, look, guys. There is the crazy cucumber patch. It is vining everywhere. Did I just call it a cucumber? I probably did. This is the cantaloupe patch. I'm sorry, guys. Cantaloupe patch goes back there. Comes all the way around. But I just spotted this big guy, which we'll leave on there because it's not ready yet. I did get one and my son tried it last night and loved it. We have another one. Go in there. Yep. We're getting lots of cantaloupes. It's actually a cantaloupe, which I don't know how this is going to work out too well. Let me see if I can flip this over. Can you see that? Cantaloupe inside a trellis, which would never work unless it grows on the outside. But that is the cantaloupe. I really wish I liked cantaloupe, but I don't. So I'm growing them for my son because he loves them. So that is the cantaloupe patch. We have quite a few going. Another big sunflower. Corn, I got 11 ears. And this is the corn patch. And I'm probably going to pull these out once they're all dead. And I'm going to tie them up for fall. I did get a couple dry ones and was wondering if you can carve that off with a knife and save the seeds out of that. There's a ear of corn that got overlooked. Probably not any good, but we shall see. So yeah, I got 2 dry ones, and I'm curious if I can use them for the seeds. And if I was to use them for the seeds, how do I go about doing that? Do I use a knife, just cut them off to the cob? Yes, if anybody knows the answer to that question as well, that would be a great big help. So yeah, this is the garden tour 5 this week in the AM. And this is pretty much what's going on. It's a little bit of a hot mess right now. But so far we made it to week 5, guys. And I do have some cleanup I have to do and tie some tomato plants up. And I have all these tomatoes that I have to pick up, gather with a bowl. This beautiful rose, so pretty. Ugh, I can't take the beauty. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So, I know I said it's a hot mess, but a few minutes of cleaning up won't be so bad. But I do have, wind is blowing here today. And let me gather, because I'm putting stuff all over. And I'll forget about it. Because we have this pile over here. So yeah, I'm going to make a decision as far as the zucchini is concerned, if I'm going to rip it out because of me seeing squash bugs today. And see what else I can plant in that area. You know, give it some nutrients, compost, and maybe spinach or something. I'm not really sure, because you can see it's going to be really hard for me to do a fall garden because I have no idea where I'm going to plant anything. That's why I needed to know if these would grow into a head or not, because I could have at least this half. I have some community boxes across the street. I have 4 of them, and they're still producing. So right now I really don't have the room, but I do have to do some more seeds today. But that will be a whole nother video. And these 2 are dancing so they can lay eggs. I'm always whacking these things off. Oh, I can't take it. I feel like I chase them around. Get out of here, shoo. So yeah, I have the 4 boxes across the street. Pepper bed, tomato bed. Did pull a zucchini out over there. I still have zucchini that's producing over there with a few odds and ends tomato plants. That may be a possibility that I can sacrifice to one bed, because my other bed is turnips. I keep saying parsnips all the time, but it's turnips and carrots, and they're starting to come in. So maybe I will do a tour, I haven't done one in a little bit, of the community garden beds. And then the next video, or either or, whichever one comes first, the next video will be fall seeds. What seeds am I planning on doing for fall? And we'll do a community garden tour. See how that strawberry leaf got burnt? Yep, no trees. It's very hard for them out here. So, let's volunteer, I guess, zucchini or something in there I might end up pulling out. Okay guys, so that is pretty much it on the garden tour week 5 First time we did it in the morning. Plus we got to pick some stuff together there, and we have quite a bit of the peach tomatoes and the green zebra tomatoes. I have to go in and gather a bowl. But I really hope you enjoyed week 5 garden tour, and I will see you for week 6. All right, guys, thank you very much. Thank you so much for being patient that I'm doing this all from my phone and not from proper camera or anything yet. I just have to wait till I can actually afford it. But yeah, thank you for being patient as far as that's concerned with the channel. If you're enjoying the content, which there will be a lot more food and baked things coming up soon, but I did have a down oven, plus it was too hot. Look at how gorgeous. I get distracted easy, don't I? Is that not gorgeous or what, guys? Gorgeous. So anyway, yeah, if you're enjoying the content on the channel, I thank you. If you can share, I would greatly appreciate it. You know, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, turn your notification bell on so you don't miss the latest videos. And until next time, guys, I bless you and happy Friday. Garden Tour 5 is done. All right, bye, guys.